We are doing A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. Yes, a shadow puppet version.
I think it's one of those productions, Midsummer Night's Dream, it's done so much and in so many different ways, and using shadow puppetry as the main storytelling device, it's sort of already there in the text, you know, Oberon, the king of shadows, and it allows us to transport the audience through their imagination, through seeing these beautiful, almost cinematic images in front of their eyes. So I think shadow puppetry is kind of perfect for it, and it lets the text do the painting of the scene as well, because you know, back then when it was written, they didn't really have as much amazing sort of production value as we do now. So within the text there's so many beautiful images, and with shadow puppetry you can really bring them out and bring them to the forefront and allow the images of Shakespeare's words to sing.
There's lots of magic in the show, isn't there? There's lots of magic in the tale, and it kind of, like Phoebe said, it connects with the magic, the visual magic, and lots of references to moons
and stars and
nature,
fairies and
it goes into another world. So it's quite easy to get into that other world.
And it's also quite a dark tale. I think everyone thinks Midsummer Night's Dream, ooh, lovely, and people running around the forest, and actually it's really horrible. And I think using shadows, this absence of light, to convey that is, for children, a really quick way to get that message across, which might be missed when you get overloaded with text and go, what is this all about? You can latch onto those things.
And we've been sort of delighted by how delighted the children are, because they just kind of go vroom, and get really locked into it. And you think maybe in these days of much more visual stimulus of games and stuff, which are all amazing, that maybe this sort of slightly more naive way of image making would not be as exciting, but it seems to be, and everybody seems to say that it has a certain kind of sort of quality that, almost meditative as well, that you kind of just let it wash over you.
We're using 4 OHP projectors, which I think most people know from here. There's one lovely,
I don't know if you can see that,
sort of Triffid looking thing they are.
And we have 3 at the back.
And most people know them from school, like from assemblies. I think that's when I first encountered them, but we use them to create this cross-blending effect, and you can also layer them up with acetate, and Sally Todd has done all of the design and artwork for it.
Beautiful artwork,
And it's created all these beautiful images that we can layer on top, which is...
Yeah, and so then you get this sort of early cinema with very basic cross-fading of images and cuts, and backstage we are like 2 DJs as well, maybe like...
fading it up and down.
Because the plates are kind of vinyl record size, and it's like we put it down, fade it up, and so there's a whole dance backstage of how we move stuff around.
It's sort of like the swan's legs underneath the water, and you see this lovely calm image, and actually it's
backstage we're like, this, that.
Which is fun, but I love that part of shadow puppetry. It's a very satisfying element to it. I go, look how I go, swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
It's a great introduction to A Midsummer Night's Dream, and maybe some Shakespeare if they've never encountered any, because we have a much reduced script, as you will know, because it's only 50 minutes long. But what's brilliant about it is you still retain some of the most famous lines and the beautiful poetry, and you can still, and it's almost, I feel like you can actually hear some of the words, they're more focused with this simple storytelling. And some of it really pings out in a way that we've probably seen Midsummer Night's Dream a lot. And you go, I never really saw that or thought of that bit at that point, and that's been great.
I think it's a really fun and unintimidating version for kids to come and see. And we've got there's a few surprises. It's framed in a slightly different way to what you'd expect Midsummer Night's Dream to be, as well as puppeteering it. Boz plays Bottom, Professor Nicholas Bottom. And I play Robin Puck.
Yes.
The stage technician.
So we appear on stage as well as backstage. So that's an interesting
it's a slightly
dynamic.
Different, framing device of what you might expect. But I think it's a visually beautiful story, and will hopefully leave children the space to imagine themselves into it, as well as enjoying seeing us bumble around with puppets and being a bit silly.
Yeah.
Garments he had on.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight.
Hie therefore, Robin, overcast the night, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way.
It's been specially designed, this show, so we can take it into schools across the country. So all that you need is a blacked out space. We can bring all of our set, our projectors, our screens, goes in the back of the van, and we can bring it to schools so that classrooms can become the theatre, and then teachers can take it. And so Peter, who runs Norwich Puppet Theatre, this is his idea really, to bring this to the schools in Norwich but also all over the UK, because we study Midsummer Night's Dream and sometimes it's a bit dense and hard to understand what Shakespeare's on about, particularly if you're a younger audience and it's the first time you're reading this sort of text. And of course the key thing with Shakespeare is it's not meant to be read, it's meant to be seen. And heard. And enjoyed and experienced. So this version very much involves you as an audience. You become the rude mechanicals as Professor Boz takes you on a journey throughout the play. And then we bring to life all the magical fairies and all those elements using our shadow puppets and the projectors that can literally be set up in any school space.
What visions have I seen? Methought I was enamoured of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off his head.
Oh, it's been great to be here at Norwich Puppet Theatre, and I've been here before, but it's great to be back. And we've had some great responses from the audience.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been here, and it's really lovely to work with the team here, as this is their own production. They've conceived it, and it's really nice to bring it to life. And Steve and Sally, you know, they're absolute legends within the puppetry community. So it's really lovely to use their beautiful puppets and their brilliant vision and bring it to life.
Yeah, the whole team it's been a good team effort. It's been great. So we're very excited about that.